back. It's a brand new season, 2025. Blake got his motor back last Friday. Race Stewart on Wednesday, and I did try to record and make a video for our first race back, but to be 100% honest, Blake was not in half the video. It was a very exciting race for Dylan, and I kept trying to watch the both of them, and I missed Blake in the video that I was videoing like half the time, so was not worth posting. But congratulations to Dylan. That was an awesome race on Wednesday. Blake struggled. We put a new rear end in the car. We kind of knew there would be a little bit of a learning curve and just figuring out what works best with this new rear end. He now has like a actual jigged up rear end versus just a normal quick performance rear end. So we knew there was going to be some changes that needed to be made. Wednesday was basically just a practice night for us. Definitely found out we needed to make some changes with heading out to Oregon in just a couple weeks for the IMCA Wild West Shootout. We wanted to make sure we got this thing dialed in and ready. So he made the changes he wanted to make, and we decided to come out to Bonne tonight to test them out. And that's what we're doing. He just went out for hot laps, as you guys just saw. Car looked way better than it did in hot laps on Wednesday, so it's already looking better. Says the car feels good, feels better than it was. Thinks he needs to adjust his brakes a little bit. He's going to try that in the heat race, but other than that, up next is the heat race. Blake has no point average here at Bonne, so he starts in the very back, which is last in heat 3. There's 27 stock cars here tonight, and it looks like they're going to start all 27 because there's no B feature on the lineup, and it says all transfers, so that seems pretty cool. He'll definitely be running the feature tonight. We'll see what he can do in the heat race. Heat race is over. He moved forward 2 spots. It was still too loose, so he is making 1 or 2 little changes to see if that helps, but definitely feeling better than what it was, so we're on the right track. I don't know where he starts yet for the feature. and just like that, the night is over. That was a really fun race to watch. Car looked so much better. Blake said the car felt so much better. Did have one little funny thing happen. His little filler piece that goes over where all the brake stuff and gauges and everything are blew off in the middle of the race and hit him. But overall, after the last restart, his car started to go away, which you could kind of tell, but he was able to make the bottom work and he was passing some cars. The end there, unfortunately, did not go in his favor and he got shuffled back because of those cars getting into each other. But overall, a really good night. Fun to watch. But for now, on to the next race, which I believe will be whole hog next Sunday. Thanks for watching.